Nations as well. Mate, how surreal. The from those days of playing for Gloucester, when I'm commentating on you saying he's definitely English, get him in the England squad, and then you absolutely buried me on social media just with a Welsh flag. What a rise. It's great to have you on, and mate, what an unbelievable few months.
Yeah, it's very surreal, and I'm loving it. I'm loving playing rugby for Gloucester and for Wales.
How is it though, Lewis, this whole situation you find yourselves in? I was trying to work out whether or not I'm old enough to be your dad. I've still not managed to work it out. I still think there's an element in there, which for me is absolutely mental. Like you're such a young lad, and not only you're playing, there's no fans at the stadium and all these things that we can maybe touch on. You're building this social media presence. We spoke about it on the phone just before you came on about that. I mean, is it all a bit of a whirlwind? Are you taking it in your stride, or is it a little bit weird, everything that's happening in your life right now?
It was a bit weird at the start, and then after a few games, I kind of got used to it. And yeah, this obviously the social media kind of shot up after, I think it was the Scotland game.
Which one? The Instagram? Your Instagram game rose.
Yeah, I got like 70,000 people following me after just that one try or the two tries. I don't know. It's very weird.
Forget the tries, mate. You've made it. You get 70,000 followers extra on Instagram. That is when you know you've made it. Goody, I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, no, that's unbelievable. Well, let's talk about the weekend then. Obviously, the celebrations on Sunday down at the Vale of Glamorgan, the hotel, the training ground, and everything you have there. Talk us through that. Was it a bit weird? Were you allowed to have a few beers together, or was it very COVID secure? And
we had a few Proseccos, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You kept it classy in Wales, eh?
Yeah.
Very un-Welsh.
I think that was the first time I've actually had Prosecco, to be honest. But yeah, it was weird because like obviously you're just in a barn and it's like, yay. It's not full of fans and screaming, but yeah, it's obviously to win the Six Nations is obviously a dream come true, and yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I bet you did. Unbelievable scenes. Do you think it was easier for you the transition from being a club player coming through and then not being fans, so you could just go out there and kind of a little bit less pressure? Did it feel that way?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it would feel like with fans, but there was definitely a lot less pressure when I was running into the stadiums, especially watching it from TV when there was fans and going to like Stade de France and there's 80,000 French fans screaming at you. You don't want to make one mistake, do you? So yeah, it was definitely a lot easier. But yeah, I just can't wait for fans to be back, to be honest.
Yeah, and you've taken it like a duck to water as well. Obviously, playing for Gloucester as well, that's gone really smoothly. Just wondering if you took your medal into the training ground to show Johnny May this week, or how's that gone?
He's been getting some stick by Mark Atkinson, which is quite funny. But no, I didn't do that.
So humble. How was it being back at Gloucester? You're obviously back to normality on Friday. Good win against Exeter. Johnny was obviously in the team. He should have just dived. He should have just done what he did against Italy. Thought it was legit. But was it probably better for you to get back playing for Gloucester and let the kind of Scotland-France game unfold? Yeah,
well, obviously our game was brought forward, so we finished against Exeter, had a good win, and then my dad drove me up. So on the way back, I could watch the game. So I caught the last 10 minutes in the house with my family were here, and yeah, I was so scared. I didn't know if France were going to win it or what happened. Even in the 82nd minute, I was still nervous when France couldn't even win. But yeah, that was a good night, to say the least.
Yeah, I can imagine it was. Let's talk about that then, because people look at you. You've exploded on social media. You've won the Six Nations. You're probably one of the first wingers on people's list now to be part of the Lions tour in the summer. And I don't want to maybe put that on you, but your lifestyle. You're still very young. You're living at home still, aren't you? There's a big family network that you rely on. It's not quite the glamour of the big house, the flash car, and all that stuff yet. But you're a very humble lad. Where are you living? Because you travel a bit to Gloucester as well to get there, don't you?
Yeah, well, I actually I moved into a flat with my brother about a year ago, but it's like 5 minutes from mum and dad's. But I'm actually at mum and dad's now. I'm here every night for dinner.
How are they dealing with it, Lewis? So, I mean, it must be weird. I don't know. Are they into rugby? Your family been into rugby, being Welsh, of course?
Yeah, they are. They are. Well, they're telling me I'm making them very proud, so I must be doing something right.
Are they looking at you differently? Is your dad like, before, like I do with my kids, I just tell them off and just let them get on? But if one of them makes it to become a Scotland international, I might look at them slightly differently. But do you feel that? Do you feel that relationship? Like, I mean, what's your dad saying? Is he just? He's
still having a go at me if I do something bad. So I don't think anything's changed too much.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's talk about the lads in the Wales camp then, because obviously there's a massive amount of experience, and especially in the Six Nations with a lot of the guys coming back into form and fitness. What was it like for you as a youngster going in through obviously all the age groups, but going into that Welsh camp, with the likes of Alan Wynne-Jones, who Jim's written off many times, George North, Jonathan Davis, Dan Bigger, guys that we've spoken to on the podcast here. They're proper good lads, but also the experience. Is it a little bit daunting when you first go in, or are they just taking Jesus quick, we're having him?
When I first went in last Six Nations, obviously I didn't play, but they made me feel very welcome, and I settled in really well. Obviously at the start I walked into change rooms and like you see all these big players and you just say like hi from a distance, and then the next campaign you kind of settled in then, and you're making friendships and you're getting closer with the boys, and then that just obviously helps massively when you're playing as well. Because if you don't really know someone, the chemistry's not going to be there and stuff like that, is it? So I've definitely settled in well, and all the boys have made me feel very welcome.
And what about all this stuff now? So I spoke about it at the start, but as a young lad playing international rugby now, blown up on Instagram and TikTok and this snap or whatever this is called, is there any advice around this? Because obviously you're sought after now to speak to, but you're a young lad who, I don't know if you've been media trained, I don't know what they do with lads now. You're a working class club like Gloucester. I'm sure they've been inundated with phone calls to be able to get to chat to you. There's talk of the Lions stuff. And like I said, it's probably a little bit overwhelming, but I think it'd be quite interesting for people to hear when they walk past you in the street, whether, has anyone said, oh, you should do this, you should like, don't speak to these, don't speak to them, stay off social. I mean, is there advice out there for young athletes coming through? Because I suppose, Lewis, it's twofold, isn't it? Something we spoke about. You look at some of the most famous athletes in the world, arguably it's because what they're doing on the pitch or track and field or whatever they're doing, but also what they do around social media and building a brand. Is there any advice out there for you? Is anyone looking after you?
So obviously you've got your agent, stuff like that, and then but I didn't actually get much media training because everything's happened in such a short period of time, and like obviously loads of people asking to interview you or something like that. So I've just been using like every interview as like a training